I find it funny that you've got you've got all the PC finally set up and everything,
Yeah,
considering that
yeah.
you somehow managed to get a Series X. And can I just ask,
Mm.
how the hell did you manage to get a Series X?
Do you want the full story?
Yeah,
Or
lay it
like,
on me, lay it on me,
all
man.
right.
I
So
need the story because
I've
that is
been
an
all right.
achievement. That is
First
an
got released.
achievement. Oh my god.
It first got released at like God. I woke up. They all got released. I can't remember when they all got released. Either way, they all got released on like another day. So I woke up and it like they all sold out instantly, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? That's fine." I mean, I was up. I was 8 o'clock. I wasn't expecting much. And then it got to the point where I was like, "Well, I'm not fussed," because every time I've had the Series X, it's always been after sort of Christmas. My mum and dad would get it for me, so I've never had it this early, or did have it this early, so it wasn't really a issue for me. It was about a month later. So the ones that I was going to order would have been given to you. They would have been December, and then on I think it was the 24th of November, that suddenly I was fast asleep. I got a phone call from my mate, which I ignored. I deliberately put it down, and he then started spamming me on like Snapchat, going like, wake up now, wake up, there's Xboxes. And I was like, what the hell, like I am still asleep. Like I'm not even like, I pretty much wake up when I get in the shower. And so I'm there, I go to just try and wake up, because now I'm up. So I'm sitting on the loo, and I'm literally just scrolling through game, and I'm seeing all these Xbox Series X's, and I'm like, what is going on? And the further, like the higher ones, the higher up, it's like the bigger the bundles. I'm like, I don't want a bundle. And my mate was like, oh, I've got one in the basket for you anyway. And there was a fat waiting list. I waited for like 10 minutes. I was still in the loo, like just sort of scrolling through. And I eventually found one that was like, and I don't know how I did this because I don't know what was going on. Like I said, I was still asleep. But I remember I was scrolling and I found this one for like 540. Okay,
Yeah, like
you know what?
550
Screw it.
quid-ish.
Yeah, I was like, no, it wasn't even the fact I wanted it. I just sort of went, screw it. Let's see if I can get it. So I clicked it, and I waited, and it waited, and then it just went, thank you for purchasing. Here's the confirmation. I went,
No.
what? And I was like, I said, I've just finished my poo. Like I'm not at all sure what's going on, mate.
Oh my god.
Mum's room finished.
Oh
I'd
no.
walk into my mum's room, but I finished what I was doing. I went to my mum's room and I went, Mum, just read this for me. She was like, George, I can't see it out my glasses on. I was like, I'll read it out for you. But I read it for her and I just said, it says, thank you for purchasing, or this is your confirmation. Let's say purchasing, it might have, but like, this is your confirmation for sure. It's like, this is your confirmation for the Xbox Series X. And I was a bit like, for a good half an hour, I just sort of sat on the edge of on my bed, like,
How?
this has to be a joke. This has to be a joke.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the email to go like April Fools or something. And I'm
Yeah, it's
like,
in
what is
error,
going
your
on?
order's been cancelled due to an error.
Right, exactly. But lo and behold, no, it didn't. And on the 23rd of December, very early in the morning, about 8 o'clock, knock on the door, and brother wakes up, answers it. I'm woken up from this. I go downstairs, it's a box with my name on it, and there is the darling Series X with the controller. That was the extra, why the extra price, but it felt good because I didn't overspend. Like when it first came out, I was going to buy all the extra gubbins, like a hat, a t-shirt, a blooming tea maker. I don't know, I didn't want that. Like that was, at the time, it was more the ideas that I've got it, the Xbox One, and they did the first one, the first day release, there was a controller which said day one edition.
Yeah.
Didn't do that with this one, so there wasn't really a point when I thought more about it. Like,
Yeah, you're not getting anything exclusive.
no.
You're just having the privilege of getting it, feels like.
Yeah, I got a hat. Oh wait, no, I don't, because
Yeah, it's not an exclusive thing.
prior that I did get it, and annoyingly, it wasn't really worth it because
Really?
everything's been delayed because of COVID.
Yeah.
So there's not many proper games you can play. Like, it is getting better. This year has proven that there are some good Series X games and optimizations happening, but they promised, like Halo Infinite was meant to be a day one release. Like, you've literally on the box, you've got Halo Infinite. There is no Halo Infinite yet because it's been delayed.
Yeah.
So it's upsetting for that world of gaming, but it's also quite it means that if they don't release a game that was Cyberpunk, for example, where you had to play it on the Series X, it was a good game. I'm not slating it, but it was somewhat unplayable on the Xbox One. And I just still have no idea how I got it, but I'm very chuffed I have, and it sits happily next to my TV, and it's just nice also to experience at the time to experience 4K gaming, but also now I've noticed it doesn't really change to me. Like I can't see the 4K because I'm so used to it. If that probably sounds quite snobby, but like
No, I do get that. I do get that,
right?
definitely.
When I first did it, when I first like booted up Valhalla on the Series X, I was like, oh my god, look how stunning it is. I go on it now, I'm like, this game looks like a Xbox One game. Like it just looks like a game. It doesn't look.
There's
amazing.
Nothing that screams next gen. In that sense, yeah. I think that's going to be the case for a while, though. I think it's going to be a case of it's like there's going to be a lot of cross-gen titles just because they can't get enough of the consoles out.
That's it.
There's going to be a lot of cross-gen, so it'll be like it'll be built on not specifically for next gen, but it would say like, oh yeah, if you've got next gen, you've got like a performance mode, like a 4K mode or something, or like 120 FPS mode. But I think for a while, just because they can't get enough of the things out, that it's going to be stuck in a limbo for far longer than like what we saw with the 360 and the One. That was like you had a few cross-gen titles.
That was an interesting era, but I think that one was more beneficial. I don't know. The reason I think also why this Series X isn't worth it is because when you to Xbox One, you had to get the Xbox One. You had to, because if you didn't, it's the same when they went Xbox to Xbox 360. And then Xbox One, like that era, you had to upgrade if you wanted the better version. But with this one, you can quite easily stay on the Xbox One for ages. There is no difference because you're finding a lot of the time they'll upgrade and optimize the game, but you've got to pay extra for it anyway to be on the Xbox One on the Series X. Sorry, the Xbox One version is the cheaper one, so you're sort of somewhat getting cons sometimes, but somewhat not. So that's what I mean. Like you don't have to upgrade to the Series X. Like it's a very I can see what they've done. They want to keep it all like the gaming industry's only increased since the Xbox One and all that. So and with all the cross-plat and everything through PC.
They want to keep it somewhat uniform.
They want to keep it uniform, exactly. They want to keep it, in some sort of community, which I get, but it does it hasn't decreased, but it could quite easily make people like lose faith, be like, was that worth it?
Yeah.
Because I know I definitely have double for it, but I'd still play it. Obviously, it's the console I have, but I put the Xbox One away because I don't need it. Because it's literally the same interface, it's the same look. Oh, you got dynamic backgrounds actually, so that's different, isn't it? That's so worth the money.
500 quid for wallpaper engine.